Hey everyone, welcome to the Farm and Pastor's Life. I'm so glad you're here. Today's Monday. It's a day of comfort for us, and what could be more comforting than a chocolate chip cookie? So stay tuned. That's what we're making tonight, is we're making chocolate chip cookies by special request.
Hey darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is...
Okay, so you're probably wondering, who am I making these cookies for? Well, they're not actually going to eat my cookies. They wanted the video. I have a very young viewer. His name is Aiden. He watches my channel with his grandma, and he woke up one night, or stayed up one night, and says, we need to watch the Farm and Pastor's Wife so we can make some cookies. So I really don't have a whole lot of cookie recipes on the channel. There are some, but not a whole lot. So what could be better than chocolate chip cookies? So Aiden, this is for you. And I believe you call your grandma Nene, is that right? Well, when you and your grandma make these cookies, I want you to send me a picture of them and you tell me how you like them. So we're going to get started. Let me just go ahead and tell you, if you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Please consider hitting subscribe, hit that bell notification so you don't miss anything. I upload videos about 4 to 5 times a week. With all kinds of content, mainly cooking, but there are farming videos, there's grocery hauls, day in the life of, you'll kind of get it all here. So I would love for you to hit subscribe and be a part of the Farm and Pastor's Wife's family. So it is Monday. I do not have makeup on. I don't usually look this bad, but Mondays are just, we are exhausted on Mondays. Bryant calls it, my husband's a pastor, and he calls it Hallelujah Hangover Day. And because we've just worked and poured out of ourselves on Sunday, we are just exhausted on Monday. So there's the reason for the bad hair and the no makeup. So anyway, let's get started on these chocolate chip cookies. If only I could eat them would make me feel better. But anyway, so I'm starting with 2 sticks of salted butter. 2 sticks of salted butter. Now guys, if you're new to my channel, you will find out quickly that if I'm baking and I'm using salted butter, I omit any salt that's in the recipe. But if I were to be using unsalted, then I would use a pinch of salt, especially in sweet things, just to bring out that sweetness. But I depend on the butter that is salted to handle that for me, so I don't add salt if I'm using salted butter. Okay, so the 2 sticks went into my stand mixer. Let me talk about the sugar real quick. You're going to have a total of 1.5 cups of sugar. I offset mine a little bit. You could do half and half, but what I do with my brown sugar is I put a little bit more brown sugar than white, because I think the molasses and the brown sugar just gives the cookie a chewy tenderness that where if you use mostly white or an equal portion, it might be more of a crumbly cookie. So I offset my brown sugar a little more than the white. So in here I have 1 cup of brown sugar and 1/2 cup of white. But you do, you know, because people like different textures of cookies, you know? They like different textures. So also into there, I'm going in with an egg. Okay, so I'm just going to cream this together for a few minutes and get it nice and fluffy. Okay guys, I have wiped down the sides and beat it up just a little bit more. So now we're going to turn our attention right over here. I have a good generous 2 cups, maybe a good generous 2 cups of all-purpose flour. And to that I'm going to add a teaspoon of baking soda. And I'm going to, before I whisk that in, I should have done this before. I have a 12-ounce bag of chocolate chips, and I'm going to come over here on the flour side and just take a spoonful of that flour. And now I'm going to whisk this up. All right. Now my oven is preheating to 375. Okay, so to the spoonful of flour I put in here, I'm just going to toss it around on those chocolate chips. Supposedly it keeps them from gathering all in one area. Who knows? I do it, but who knows? Okay, so back over here to our stand mixer. I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to turn it on low. And slowly start putting in some of this flour. Alright. Now we've got it all in there. I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. We'll see if there's any flour up here I need to knock in. Okay, so I'm going to turn it on, maybe a number 2, and I'm going to add these chocolate chips in. You can do this by hand or alright, I'm going to turn it up just a little bit. Alright, and this last step is definitely optional, but we're going to add in some pecans. I got not quite a cup of pecans. That is totally optional if you don't like nuts in it. Aiden, if you don't like nuts in your cookies, leave them out. Or divide your dough in half. Alright guys. Does that cookie dough not look delicious for tasting? I am one of those people who can buy the Pillsbury log of cookie dough or Toll House and never bake them, just cut them off and eat them. I'm not afraid of the raw eggs or anything like that, so oh yum. In fact, before I started my diet, Bryant always knew when I was stressed or worried about something. Because I would go to the store and I would buy a bag of ruffled potato chips or some kind of crinkled potato chip and Food Lion sour cream and onion dip and a tube of chocolate chip cookie dough. And I would eat chips and dip and cookie dough if I was stressed. Okay, so like I said, the oven is at 375. I think I said 350, but I meant 375. I have a pan here with steel pat, and I think this is, I don't know if it's the large or the medium, but it's a cookie scoop, and you can do whatever size you want. And I'm going to do these This first batch, I'm going to do just 2 because I'm not sure how much they'll spread out. So they're going to go in 375 for about 8 to 10 minutes. You'll think they're not done when you get them out, but they probably will be, because they'll continue to kind of set up as they cool. Now, if these don't spread out too terribly much, we can, let's just move these over. First batch is always a trial. No matter how many times I've done a cookie, I always let the first batch be kind of like a trial basis. Alright guys, as soon as my oven preheats, we'll get this pan in and get them out and see where we are. Okay y'all, so the first batch is fixing to come out, and I have a second trial batch fixing to go in, and I did a smaller, I used my smaller scoop. So I'm going to see which one I like the best, or which one looks the best. I can't try it, but we'll see which one looks the best and decide from there. So hang tight. As soon as they come out and these come out, I'll show you both and just tell you which way I'm going to decide to go. That means they're red. Okay, so the smaller ones just went in, but the big ones look really pretty. So I think what I'm going to do is just alternate, do some big, some little. So next pan I'm going to get ready is going to be the big ones again. So we're waiting for the little ones to come out, and maybe I'll know more when they come out, but I'm going ahead with the bigger ones for this batch. All right, we'll be back in a little bit. Okay, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
I called him in.
Hang on, let's adjust you guys. I don't want you seeing the light. See the light right there?
The light fixture was in your eyes.
Yeah. So.
All right, look, here's one, and we're gonna just break it apart. It's still warm.
Oh, look how gooey that is.
Gooey chocolate. Oh my goodness, I want to eat it so bad. I'm gonna take this little bite.
Alexa, stop. Hey, she took a bite.
My first sim.
And these are homemade, right?
Mm-hmm. From scratch.
No Nestle, Toll House, Quick.
Pillsbury, nothing. Oh, look what I got him.
Yeah.
I had to give that a taste. It's good.
Let me tell you what. How easy was it?
Eat this one. That one fell apart. Eat this one. That one's cooled better.
Plenty of chocolate chips in there. Plenty.
I did a 12-ounce bag of chocolate chips. And look, instead of the nuts, you can make this whatever you want.
What kind of nuts are in there?
Pecans. Have you not found a pecan yet?
No. Do the same recipe, white chocolate macadamians.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
And
I mean, the flavor of the cookie is excellent.
if you wanted to do peanut butter chips along with the chocolate chips, you could do, I mean, you could make, this is just a basic recipe that you can change it up. You can put the nuts, you can leave the nuts out, you can do extra chocolate chips, you can do white chocolate, macadamia nut.
This is good to do for family night, grandkids, kids.
And speaking of family night, that's what tonight is. I haven't cooked in a while for the whole family to sit down, especially since I've been dieting, although y'all just saw me take one small bite of that cookie and that was it. So tonight we're having fried chicken.
Fried chicken, cream potatoes, baby limas with corn, gravy, and homemade cat head biscuits. Hey guys.
And I'm going to have salmon.
This right here is the bomb. Tell them if my hands are dirty, tell them why.
Oh, he's been outside working on the hay equipment, getting it ready because second cutting time is here, so he'll either be cutting this afternoon or tomorrow.
I'm going to cut about 10 acres this afternoon.
So he's getting the mower and the hay, all that stuff ready.
That's money right there, baby. That's good.
Is that good?
Uh-huh.
All right. All right, so there you have it. So we'll come back and we'll talk about these some more in just a second. Aiden, these are for you, buddy. You make them, and you and your grandma spend some time in the kitchen and make these, and what wonderful memories will be made with these right here as they come off my plate. Okay, so I'll be back in just a second. Okay, everyone, so there's two things I wanted to tell you about these cookies. One is I forgot the vanilla, so you can always throw you a splash of vanilla in the batter, but as you could tell, it's not missing it. So I just actually forgot to throw the vanilla in there, but they're still delicious. Second of all, you saw on my first pan, I used the steel pat, but on all the rest of them, I used parchment paper. Well, you know when you pull out parchment and you have to trim it, it's just so awful. First of all, this is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. A couple years ago, I bought these on Amazon. It's these parchment sheets that come pre-cut. You don't have to trim them or anything. They fit perfectly inside a half sheet pan. And this is what the box looked like. 2 years. I have been working on this box for 2 years. And I am just now getting down to, I have several left, but it's time for me now to think about reordering this, because cookie season will be here before you know it. We just were talking about how quick Thanksgiving and fall and all this is coming up on us, and it's coming up fast. Well, we still have several weeks before we go on vacation, but my daughter said, Mama, do you realize when we get back from vacation, it'll be time to decorate for fall? That blew my mind, and she's right. We'll be ready for fall as soon as we get back from vacation. I mean, it won't be fall weather, but it'll be time to start thinking about fall and decorating for fall and all that good stuff. So anyway, get you some of those parchment sheets. You won't be sorry. They're wonderful. Wonderful. Oh, and you can reuse them. If you're making the same kind of cookie and you make it several days in a row or whatever, wipe that sucker off, fold it up, stick it in a Ziploc bag, stick it in the freezer, and it'll be good for till the next time you make that cookie. You can even label the Ziploc bag. This was for my chocolate chip cookies. It probably doesn't matter because you're not leaving that much cookie on here anyway. But if you wanted to label it, you could. And just wipe any excess grease or butter off, fold that thing up, stick it in a Ziploc bag, put it in the freezer. And I mean, then you can turn 2 years into multiple years of use if you reuse them like that. So anyway, thank you for watching The Farm and Pastor's Wife. I'm so glad you're here. Aiden, I cannot wait for you to make these cookies and you tell me how they were. Everybody else, when you make these cookies, let me know what you think. So, all right, I'll see you guys next time on The Farm and Pastor's Wife. And remember, the grease is hot enough, you can fry anything. Bye, y'all.